Okay. Okay, so today we're going to do basically a menu, and I'm going to do mostly the React part. There is a second part that is mostly CSS that Ricardo did in a previous workshop today. So if you want after this workshop to watch that video, it's going to complete the part that is going to be missing, because there is not going to be time enough to do all of it on just one workshop. So I created a basic app. So just basically it has a title, welcome to my app. I'm going to delete it. And now we are going to create a new component. So to create a new component, the recommended way is we create a new folder. We call it menu. We're going to call it menu. And then inside this component, inside this folder, we're going to create a new file. We are going to call it menu.js. And this file is also going to have some CSS. So menu.css. And now we can create the component. So basically we start importing as usual. Import React from React. Okay, and this is going to be a stateless component. No, a stateful component. Sorry, like we did on the last workshop. So do you know how do I create a stateful component? So first of all, export default to be able to export it. Class. And now menu, we're going to call it menu. And extends React dot component. Like this, or capital component. Okay, now this is going to have a render function, and this render function has to return something to be. So let's say we have we're going to have some divs. And it's going to be a menu. Imagine it's on a portfolio website. So for instance, the first one will be projects. Or home, better. Home. Projects as well, sorry. Projects. The last one will be about and contact, yes. Okay, so let's check that this is rendering. Oops, look like, of course it's not rendering. Do you know why? Yes, we exported it, but we didn't import it. Inside this component, we should import something else. That is the CSS file that we are going to use. So it's basically like this. And now menu. CSS with the dot. Okay. No. Just to be sure. Yeah, there it is. Menu. CSS. Okay, so we have to import it from here. So let's write, what do I write? Import menu and menu. Okay, and now if we want to display something, we have to render the component. Okay, oops, I have some syntax error. Ah, yes. So we have to wrap this into another. Okay. Now, so this is going to be class name. How should I call it? Menu. Okay. And okay, app.js menu is not defined, of course, because we have to do menu from, yeah, like this. Okay, now it's compiling. Okay, so now do you know how to make it be horizontal instead of, because now imagine we wanted it to be like a header. Sorry? Text align. Text align would be for centering the text, right? So let's do the CSS here. So we said it was menu. So display flex, maybe. So now, for now, display flex, and let's see what happens. Okay. So now they are all together. So can you see it, or do I zoom it a bit? Okay. So now, how do I do to separate them? Some. Sorry. Or just padding. No, let's keep it simple. So not here, sorry, on the, it has to be on the items. So let's make class name. So these are going to be links, right? Because it's a menu. So class name, menu link, maybe like this. Oops. Okay, so now if we go back to the CSS, we have to do the padding on which class? Menu link. Yeah, menu link. Oops. Let me close this. Yeah. Menu link, padding, let's say 10 pixels. Okay, yeah, now they're separated. And now, imagine, now it's on the left, imagine we wanted it to be on the right. So we can...
Can you look at a line point?
Something is close to that.
Could you do flex line? Is it like reverse row?
It's already that would be to change the order. Oh. Like it would be contact the first one, then
It'd be finish something, right? So flex.
yeah, something close to that. Yes. So it would be. So let's navigate to the. So we right click on top of it better. So now we go to the container, that is the menu, and we do I think it was align items, yes, align items, and flex send. Yeah, this. So maybe it's because of the size. Nope. So I'm doing something wrong. So I have the menu.
Do you need to apply it to the links or to the menu?
I think it should be to the container, right? Because the container is the one that is, because we're going to move all of them. So the menu is the container and should be align items. So let me, if I change this. No, it's not align items, it's justify. Justify, yes, I think it's that's the reason. I'm looking at the wrong property. So wait a second, let me reload it. So justify content. Now flex end. Yeah, that was it. Justify content flex end. So imagine that now this menu that we have here, we on mobile we want to display a different kind of menu. So we don't want to display this menu. So which property should we use to say, hey, I don't want you to display this? Do you know? Display now, yes. So because we are doing, let's say we are doing mobile first, let's say display now. And now, yeah, sure, it works because nothing is being displayed. So we need to write a media query for the desktop. So media only screen, and let's say the breakpoint is 600 pixels, window. Okay. And now the menu, we want to display it when it's on the desktop. So menu, what do I write now? Display flex, yes. So let's see if it works. Zoom it out because sometimes when you're with zoom, nope, it's not. So min window, min window is min width. Okay, now it should work. Okay, so the media query is not triggering.
What's the width of the screen?
Sorry?
What's the width of the screen at the moment?
At the moment, well, the way this should be the width of the viewport, but because I don't know if I'm in the zoom. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Okay, so here it is. So basically, when you change the zoom, like the way Chrome calculates the width is not accurate. Like if you do, wait. So now, yeah, you see the breakpoint is at 1000 or 1000 something, because the zoom is 175. If I do now is 100 and, oh, wait, let me put it 150. This is going to be at 900 the breakpoint because it's 150 more. So yeah, 900. So that's why. Okay, let me zoom it a bit more because that's not very readable. Okay, and now probably, oops, how do we do? Let's scroll now. Okay, I'll zoom out. There it is. Okay, so now let's give it some, I don't know, give me a color to give to the text because now it's a bit, I don't know, boring. Any color. Blue. Okay. Blue. Yeah, okay. So now we need to find a way to tell React to show. So first of all, sorry, I want to create a button that is going to be shown when the menu is not there. And that button is going to be equivalent to a burger menu on mobiles. So let me create a new component. I'll do it here. We should do it on a different file, but let's simplify it. So this is going to be a function component. I'll call it menu button. Let's call it like this. Return. Let's return a button. And inside I'm going to put, I don't know, text menu is display or something like that. Or is, sorry? Sorry? Or click here, yeah. Or click to show the menu or something like that. Okay. So this menu button is going to be, so I'm going to componentize this a bit more. So let me see, where do I import the menu button? Let's put it here. But now I have to create a parent. So yep. Okay, let's format this. So now we have the menu. Click to show the menu, and there. Okay. So I only want to show the menu when I'm not showing the. So I only want to show the button. Sorry, when I'm not showing the menu. So when we are on mobile, on desktop, sorry, the class that we gave to the menu button that has no class right now, let's give it a class. It's going to be class name menu button. Yeah, menu button dot. and let's say display what? I don't want to show it, so none. Okay, so let's see if it works. So apparently now it's not being displayed, and now it's being displayed. So, but this button doesn't do anything. So, do you remember how we used to control the buttons on the last workshop? How did we do it? Yes, because right now the button, you can't do anything there. Yeah, yeah. So let's do. Oops, sorry. So we have this component that has a state, that is stateful, and this component that is a function. Sorry, I'll go back to the button afterwards, because first I want to talk about the state. So how can we make it have state? Do you remember? What do I have to write here? Constructor, like this. What else? Super, and this dot state, and the initial state. Yeah, so yeah. We're going to call it is visible, or is menu is visible. Menu is visible, and it's going to be false. Yeah. Constructor, no, of course, constructor is not going to work. Constructor. Okay. No. So now apparently it's compiling. Let me check. Yeah, still working. Yeah. So it's working, but we wanted this to the right. So let's put it again to the right. So if we go to the menu, let's find, because we did it on DevTools, but we didn't did it on the actual code. That's why. So it's on desktop. So it was justify content, and it was flex end, right? So yeah, now. Sorry? The media queries? Yes.
Is it like a standard that you use when it comes to with their 600? It's like a standard advisable, or?
It's what is usually used. It could be 600, 550, 650. You could also have more than one media query for a tablet. It could be, you could have 600, 900, and then the rest. But for now, let's keep it as 600. So, yeah, sorry.
Normally for mobile, 320 to 599, then tablet 600 to 1200.
So the breakpoint is around 600, something like that. Yes. So yeah. So where were we? So now we have a menu for desktop and the button for mobile. So we want to be able to handle this button. And we were initializing the state. Yeah. So I want to create a function to change the state. So let's call it toggle is visible. Like this, and then if I want to change the state inside, what should I do? A condition? Set state. And now, do you remember? So I have to basically open curly braces because it's an object, put the name of the property, menu is visible, and I want to change it to true. Okay, so now I have this function.
Do you need a function for it?
No, because we are in a class. This is the syntax to do it. Like, yeah, it's the syntax. It's just the way it is. Like, it doesn't have. If we were inside here, for instance, and you wanted to declare a function, yes. But in stateful components, it's like this. Toggle is visible. This dot set state menu is visible. So now we want to pass this function as a prop to the menu. Do you remember how to do it? Yes. So we have to. So the name of the prop would be, let's call it toggle is visible, the same. And then we open curly braces, and then this dot exactly dot what? Sorry, dot state. No, because I want to pass. What I want to pass is the function, not the state. Sorry. This dot toggle is visible. Yes. And now inside this component, we can access that function. So if we do let's say another attribute on click, because it's the way to control the component, and we need props. So how do I pass the props? So props dot toggle is visible. Okay, will this work?
So we want to show have access with the props.
Sorry?
We want to have access where are the props.
Okay, so where are the props?
So the function will be
Okay, so we need to write props here, right? Okay. So let's see. So will this work or not? So we have a function that is going to update the state. And now we need to check if that state was changed or not. So let's pass also to the bottom. We're going to pass the state as a prop. And now menu is visible, and I want to pass the property of the state that is saying if the menu is visible or not. So this dot set state, no set state, sorry, dot state dot menu is visible. Okay. And now inside the button we can use that prop. So imagine that after the text we want to say yes or no. If it's true, yes. If it's not, if it's false, no. So we will do this dot, no, not this, sorry, because this is a function component. So props dot, how did we call it? Toggle is visible. Then, or can we do it like this and display true or false? What do you know what is going to happen if we do that?
When you put that there, does it stop it from switching?
Basically, what it's going to do is not going to display anything, because React, when you are trying to render a boolean, obviously, well, I have an error here, but when you are trying to, when you're trying to render a boolean is a value that's it's true or false, is not going to be displayed. So we have to say props is visible, then if it's true, yes, otherwise no. Okay, let me just, to make it readable, try to indentate it a bit. So I have this button. Wait, sorry. It's not very readable. What I wanted to do is to make it readable. No. Okay, now. And here. Yes or no. Okay. So now if the props.toggle is visible is true, it's going to display click to show the menu, or let's change the text. Is the menu visible? And it's going to be either yes or no. Sorry, what did you say? Sorry? Yeah. Yeah, sure. Okay, is the menu visible? Yes, because we are passing the value of the state that is true. So now, when we click, we want to make it false. So right now, we only make the menu true when we click. So how could I make it the opposite of what it is now? So when it's false, make it true, and when it's true, make it false. I could do it with a ternary, but there is a better way, because using this is the negation operator. That is the, so what this is going to do is, if it's true, make it false, and if it's false, make it true. So we need to access the property of the state that we want to check what is. So it would be this dot state dot menu is visible. And now, when this dot state menu is visible is true, it's going to set it to false, and otherwise, and vice versa. So I think I might have an error now. Let me see. Yep. So we can set property. So set state of undefined. Probably because this dot set state. So telling us that the this is undefined. Probably has to do with the way I'm passing the prop. So this the toggle is visible. I think yes. Okay. No worries. So maybe we have to define the function here and then pass the value to the parent. But you understand the logic, right? So basically we pass the props saying whether it's true or false to the child component that has the click that is handling the click, and when it's true, it's going to update the state, and then we're going to use this state to render one thing or a different one that is on the other workshop, because there is no time to do it all right now. Okay, so I'm going to stop recording now because we already are out of time.